The latest Pompey news, updates every day from the Pompey Sound news desk.
John Mousinho on why Bishop and Chaplin started on the bench. He says Colby not playing was a multitude of things. The game on Saturday, the game on Wednesday, form how we've looked. We are trying to make sure that, whenever we put an 11 out, we have players who can compete at the level. Over the last week to 10 days, we haven't quite been there. Mackenzie was a real goal threat against Stoke, pretty unlucky to not get on the score sheet and obviously scored against Coventry, so that was the choice we made. Ultimately, we have to make decisions when you've got this job. There's plenty we get wrong, there's some we get right. I don't think that Colby was a huge factor in the game. In fact, it was 1-0 when we made the chances anyway. We had all of the players we put on the pitch. I don't think any of them can come away and say I played particularly well today. With Connor, it was one of those things in terms of taking the whole view on where we are as a team, where we have been over the past 2 weeks and what we're looking at for this week. We thought dropping Connor was the right thing to do.
And plenty of fans have been saying that Connor Chaplin hasn't quite fitted in yet, hasn't quite produced the kind of form that we had every right to expect since he came to us from Ipswich with flying colours. Really, and we had to pinch ourselves that we'd got him as an automatic starter. And the same goes for Colby Bishop, back to his very, very best. So it seemed at the start of the season. But there seems to have become something not quite entirely 100% going on with Bishop and with Chaplin. And so the manager had to make what was going to be a difficult decision, of course, from the point of view of maintaining the confidence and the belief of the two men who have pride, of course, who do not like starting on the bench, that they don't see it that way at all. And in fact, it's quite interesting to see in his quotes that Mousinho is happy to say that, quote, dropping Connor, we know that it's a phrase he's not fond of. He doesn't like the idea of dropping people, unless, of course, there is some intended stimulus in it, that it is a message that he wants Connor to produce a little bit more than he has so far, and he believes that Connor can do that if he puts his mind to it. Now, Bishop is putting his mind to absolutely everything he can do to score a goal, but he is not getting on the end of crosses as he can do. He is not sniffing out the loose ball as he's capable of doing. He's almost getting there, but the touch isn't right. Is that something that you can improve by increasing the motivation of a player, by reminding them that nobody is an automatic starter at Pompey? And is that going to improve his game or his goal-scoring prowess? Time will tell. We've got Wrexham coming up. It will be, as always, really interesting to look at the team sheet an hour before kick-off and see the way in which our esteemed manager is going to play this one.
The Blues have now let in 6 goals from set pieces in their first 13 games. Frustrated, John Mousinho acknowledges that Pompey struggle with defending these situations and is now tasked with solving this ongoing issue before Wednesday's match against Wrexham at Fratton Park. Mousinho's team suffered a heavy 4-0 defeat to an energetic Birmingham on Saturday, marking their worst performance of the season so far. That loss included 3 goals from set pieces, highlighting a significant weakness in the Blues' defence. For Pompey's head coach, this issue adds to the goals conceded against Norwich and Coventry, underscoring a growing concern. He insists that immediate action is necessary to prevent further repeats, as they've already conceded from 6 set pieces in just 13 championship games. Mousinho says, "We have a problem with set pieces. We need to be more aggressive, attack the ball and fulfill our roles properly. When the ball comes into the box, we have players who need to attack it with aggression, but we're not doing that, and it's costing us." He continued, "We conceded 2 against Norwich and 1 against Coventry. It's an ongoing issue." Perhaps the most concerning was Birmingham's opening goal from Paik Sung-ho. In the 9th minute, Alex Cochrane's corner from the right found the South Korean international completely unmarked 12 yards out, and his diving header easily hit the net. It's unclear if anyone was assigned to mark the Birmingham player, though Min Yok Yang was nearby, positioned closer to the corner taker. Later, in the 56th minute, Tommy Doyle's left side corner was flicked with a near-post header by Tamaki Iwata, finding the far corner to make it 2-0. Replays show Andre Dezel was initially marking the Japanese midfielder and followed him to the near post, but crucially, Iwata won the header and scored. Then, in the 61st minute, Jordan Williams fouled substitute Kyoho Furuhashi as he broke free, resulting in a booking for the Pompey right-back.
Yes, it's kind of interesting, but only in a sort of titifallacious way, that it was Tommy Doyle's left-sided corner that was flicked in at the near post by Iwata, because Pompey's set-piece coach is Michael Doyle, no relation as far as we know, just a namesake. His name hasn't come up yet in connection with the conversation about Pompey's vulnerability at set pieces. It will, if it goes on, only because it's natural that people would look at the person who has the highest level of responsibility for one particular piece of Pompey's activity on the pitch, and set pieces at either end. Presumably, Michael Doyle has chief responsibility for both attacking set pieces and defending set pieces, and we aren't scoring attacking set pieces, but we are conceding defensive set pieces. So work needs to be done. It's not he alone who would shoulder any burden or any culpability if it's perceived that we have a serious flaw or series of flaws in our approaches towards set pieces, but that's his job. When he arrived, he simply joined the coaching staff, but was identified, if I remember correctly, in August of 2025. I say if I remember correctly, I've just checked it, obviously. August 2025, that he was confirmed as the set-piece coach. So there will be conversations going on at Fratton Park about every aspect of our defending or failing to defend set pieces. And obviously he'll either be leading those discussions or will be having to spend his time listening to other people's opinions about what we should be doing better defending set pieces. So a little bit of extra work for him to do, a little bit of burning the old midnight oil, but that's what they're paid for and that's what they enjoy doing, and that's why they love still being in football. He played 90 times for Pompey, Michael Doyle, and was something of a favourite. I think he helped us get promotion out of League Two. So he's not a folk hero, but he's kind of Pompey through and through. So we wish him well, and let's get tight at those set pieces.
Pompey women secured a vital win over Crystal Palace at the weekend. Here's the official report. Jessie Gale came off the bench to hit a late winner as Pompey women beat Crystal Palace 2-1 to move off the foot of the WSL2 table. It looked as though the spoils would be shared after Angelina Nixon's opener was cancelled out by Annabelle Blanchard before the break. But Gale's calm finish, following some quick thinking from fellow substitute Ella Rutherford, secured a second victory of the campaign. Jay Sadler made 3 changes from the side that were beaten in the South Coast derby at Fratton Park before the international break. Nixon, Sophie Barker and Greta Humphreys all came into the starting lineup, with Gale, Tia Primer and Jemima Dahu making way. Pompey started brightly, and Nixon won the ball high up the pitch, finding Georgie Freeland to force keeper Shay Yanes into action. Barker then played a ball over the top for Meg Hornby, and she hit a shot that was deflected just past the post. But Palace soon settled, and came close to breaking the deadlock, courtesy of a thunderous Jamie Lee Napier strike that rattled the crossbar. Abby Larkin then sent a teasing delivery across the face of goal that Ashley Weirden could not quite make contact with. Larkin probably should have tried to find one of her colleagues again, midway through the first half. Rather than fire over from a tight angle, the visitors continued to apply pressure and Jess Gray came charging to the edge of her box to just about beat Kirsty Howard to the ball. But it was the Blues who broke the deadlock on 32 minutes after Nixon was crudely brought down 30 yards out. Hornby lifted the free kick into the box and Yanes leapt to claim it, only to drop the ball at the feet of Hannah Cohn. She slid a pass across for Nixon, who was able to force a shot over the line, much to the delight of most inside Wesley Park. The lead lasted just 10 minutes, however, as Blanchard swapped passes with Weirden, before hitting a shot that deflected off Freeland to deceive Gray. Half-time, Pompey 1, Crystal Palace 1. The chances were not in quite such abundance following the restart, with the contest becoming a rather cagey affair. Howard's ball into the mixer was cleared behind, while at the other end, Hornby hit a free kick not too far over the bar. Sadler turned to his bench to freshen things up, as Gale and Dahu replaced Humphreys and Barker, while Rutherford came on for Nixon soon after. In between those switches, though, there was an opportunity for Palace, as Howarth's effort had to be beaten away by Gray. The recent derby contest saw both sides score from a corner, and Weirden had a chance to do the same for Palace on 82 minutes, with Gray having to tip her delivery over the bar. And when the next set piece fell to the feet of substitute India Paige Riley, her shot was cleared from the line. Pompey had not threatened much at the other end since the restart, and when Hornby did cut into the box, she was unable to keep her attempt down. It was Palace looking more likely to snatch a late winner with yet another corner though, and Hayley Nolan should have done better than hit a snatched shot over when receiving the ball in space. But instead the Blues were soon cheering, as Rutherford smartly played a quick free kick that sent Gailey racing clear to coolly slot home her first goal for the club. A number of stoppages meant there were still 10 minutes to negotiate, and that is exactly what the hosts did to spark jubilant scenes.